check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey, what's up everybody? Pastor Aaron here again with our second installment of Christian How-To, typed into the search line of YouTube, right? So that means the most people are searching for that. That's what I'm assuming. So we're going to do the second one today. So let me grab my laptop, because last week I used my phone with Google Chrome. This time I'm using Opera browser on here, and it is the 26th of January, so, whatever that's worth. Christian How to Stop, or no, that was the first one, How to Stop Lusting. Number 2 on mine here right now is Christian How to Get Over a Breakup. Okay, how to get over a breakup. Well, I guess the question I'm going to have for you is, those of you who typed that in, why do you want to get over it? I think that's not, if this person actually meant something to you, you're not wanting to get over them, are you? It's not like you can just want to erase. We may want to erase it, but not if they meant something to you. So maybe we should rephrase that and say, Christian, how to move on after a breakup. Okay, and that's what I'm going to go with today. How to move on after a breakup, because clearly this person meant something to you and you're broken up about it and you want to move on with life. So don't say, I want to get over it. Say, I want to be able to live with it, because that's, life is going to be full of disappointments, right? Life is disappointments. Life is what happens while you're waiting for things to get better. So life is full of disappointments, and it's how we deal with them that matters. They can either crush us and we can think about them all the time, or we can accept it, make it a part of ourselves, and move on. So that's where I'm going to go with you guys today. Christian, how to get over a breakup. No, you don't want to get over it. You want to establish it as a part of your story and move on in life with that as a part of your story. To do that, well, number 1, examine it from a detached point of view, kind of like, say, a scientist would, right? Say you're just examining this event and these feelings. Oh, look, I feel this way. Recognize these feelings. And don't just go with anger. Anger's a cheat emotion. It covers things up. So look underneath this, okay? Why am I feeling this way? Am I feeling disappointed? Am I feeling not worthy? How am I? Oh, I see. I feel rejected, which makes me think I'm not worthy, and, on and on. You can look at this from all these different sides. By the way, this is advice I got when I was talking to a therapist about feelings, right? And come to find out, I'm one of those guys that really holds on to things and mulls it over and so don't be that way. So we've got to examine these things from a distance, and we've got to say, what can I learn from this, right? What lessons can I learn from this? What do I want to do better? What do I want to repeat? What do I like? What did I not like about this experience in my life or my relationship with this person? Okay, what do I like about it? What lessons can I learn? What did I do wrong? I think I already talked about that. And then, how did I make myself vulnerable, right? Was it a good vulnerable? Was it a bad vulnerable? Did I go too fast? Did I go too slow? Things like that, okay? So you examine this, and then once you work with that inside of your brain, you can tuck it away and say, okay, lesson learned. It hurts, but I'm moving on in life. That's what you're going to have to do with a lot of things, right? With loss of job, loss of family members with death and sickness, loss of animals, any number of things. You're just going to have to learn to incorporate this into your story. Now, the second part of this, though, I think, which makes it the Christian part, is worrying about finding God's ultimate plan for your life, right? I went to a college that was church affiliated, Anderson University in Anderson, Indiana. And a lot of pressure there, I know, to think about, the one, finding God's plan. What do I find? The one, the special one God has for me. And I think pastors, preachers of churches, we've done a lot of harm in this. And a lot of young people are scared that they're going to miss out on God's perfect plan and therefore live a life of misery and I don't know what ever thereafter. And you missed your chance. It's a really terrible place to live. It makes you very uncomfortable. So what I'm going to say to you guys is this thing on top of your neck, this big 20-pound thing, God gave it to you for a reason. It's your brain. It's good for making good choices. God gave it to you because it resembles God. We're creative like God. We're thoughtful like God. We have emotions like God. That sort of thing. So I want you to think, if God only had one person for you, and you only had one chance, you wouldn't be a choice maker, you'd be a robot. So would that other person. And you couldn't have said no anyway. You couldn't have missed the one because God would have forced it on you because there's the one. Or it would have been a really cruel trick of a God, and I don't believe this. It would be a cruel trick if this God, and I'm not saying, you know what I mean, was to say, oh, you missed your chance, sucker, you're out of luck. That's really not the God we find revealed in Jesus. So the one, there's probably multiple the ones for you. God gave you this on your head to think, to make choices. What happens if that person gets, unfortunately, God forbid, killed by a drunk driver, right? Or a random drive-by shooting or something? Then you're bound to be miserable for your whole life because of someone else's evil action that you don't even know. You see what I mean? So here's the thing. There's lots of ones. God knows where you belong with Him out in the future. But right now, I see it. I've been thinking about this. I'm nearly 50 years old, right? There's a lot of spider web paths to that one end. And it's like Google Maps. When you turn and it says, oh, rerouting. Not that annoying though. God's like, okay, well, you're going to go that way. So here's the best way to go. I'm sure there's like the primo way that would have been, ponies and birthday cake, but life isn't like that. So there's all these different ways. So don't worry about, did I miss the one? Worry about developing yourself, making good choices that, like Jesus said, seek first the kingdom of God and everything else will fall into place. Make good choices. See this as part of your life and don't get over it. Just absorb it into your story and learn from it and live with it and be a better person because of it. Take up the responsibility. If that person told you, oh, you did this, this, and this, take up the responsibility of that and say, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore in my next go around, or I'm not going to look for a person that does that the next go around. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. Christian how-to. All right, so I hope that helps you all. Drop me a line down below if you like, subscribe and all that jazz and I'll talk to you next week on Christian How To YouTube. See you then.